everybody, it is Katrina from In Cat We Trust, and I'm finally back with my review videos. It's been a hot minute. So in this video, I will be talking about the show Paper Girls. But before I do that, please don't forget to click the notification button to get any new videos and updates from my channel. So I originally heard of Paper Girls a few years ago. I knew it was a comic book series, but I was actually really excited about the series going to TV because I always like a good coming of age story, especially when the main characters are female characters. And so I was kind of hyped about that. And so I went in to watching the show with a very open mind because I've heard really good things about the books. And so I just couldn't wait to see it. And so before I get into the nitty gritty and the breakdown, I want to tell you there are some spoilers. So if you have not watched the show yet, this is probably the time you should pause the video because I will be spoiling some of the things. And so let's give you a quick little intro to some of the characters that are in the show. So we have Tiffany Cloken, who is an African American, or rather a Black American girl, highly smart, highly intelligent, somebody I actually really relate to, which I will circle back around to that in a moment. There was Erin Tang, who was a Chinese American girl who was the first day on the job delivering newspapers. We also had Mac Coyle, who was a tomboyish girl who kind of lived on the outskirts of Stony Stream, more in the poor area. And then we had KJ Brandman, who's a Jewish American girl whose family had some money. They owned several businesses in this town, Stony Stream. We also had Ali Wong as older Erin. We had Larry, who's a member of the STS Underground. Adina Porter played Priors, who's like a high-ranking officer in the Old Watch. And then we also had Sakai Abedini, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, who played an older Tiffany, as well as some awesome other characters that we kind of see throughout the season. And so, again, for me, I did enjoy some of the dynamics, and I really related to Tiffany in regards to being really smart, highly intelligent, and I'm not to brag or anything, but I'm somebody who's smart or consider myself very smart, and so there was parts of her with trying to plan things and trying to have some kind of plan and things supposed to work out a certain way that I related to because that's something I still do, and sometimes I struggle with being okay with letting go of some control of things, and so her wanting to kind of control certain aspects of the situation, her wanting to like have things be a certain way, the way they're supposed to be, is something I have struggled with when I was her age and as an adult sometimes, and so really relatable. But basically, the first episode kind of started off November 1st, 1988. Erin is having her first day delivering newspapers for the town Stony Stream. She is, jumped by some bullies, and we kind of get introduced to some new character, which is the other three girls. And so during this, there's like a bunch of stuff that's going on. The sky is like turning pink. There's a lot of stuff going down, and Mac accidentally shoots Erin in the stomach. Probably should have told you. Let me pause right there. That there will be spoilers, so if you have not watched the show, probably pause right here and come back when you do, because I'm going to spoil a few things. So anyway, Erin is kind of rushed off, supposedly to a hospital, but they are captured by some men in hoods. And while they are killed, these guys who get them are killed by a group which will become known as the Old Watch. And she is healed by some like robotic bugs that is apparently from the future. And we kind of see they get pushed off into a new time period, and the girls end up in 2019 where they meet Erin as an adult. And so for me, I was like, holy crap, usually with time travel, they tell you not to meet yourself, not to talk to yourself, not to change things because that one thing can mess up everything else, or you don't know what effects you could have talking to yourself. And so I did like that in this regard. They kind of threw that out the window. It was just like, we're going to meet adult versions of these girls, and it seems okay. And so a lot of the other points with the episodes, we hear about Erin saying that she pretty much did not have the life she thought she was going to have. She's not close with her sister at all. She's a paralegal who she took care of her mom. Her mom passed away, and she's dealing with that and dealing with being alone, which was something that actually, made me sad for her. And then Mac also mentions that she has a brother named Dylan, who she wound up looking up when they found that there was internet, Google, and she goes to find the doctor, talk to her brother, who wind up being a doctor, which I guess was really off of what we thought was going to happen, I guess, for Dylan, considering how she was explaining how they were when they were younger. And so you also see that the prioress kind of goes to KJ's home at the time because she's kind of trying to cut off loose ends. These girls are now where they're not supposed to be. And so she kills KJ's parents. So there's some other, situations in the episodes. I believe episode three had Larry and Juniper kind of aborting the mission, and they had these tapes where they kind of recorded information to help bring back their memories because they would be erased. And so something in 1988, when this happened, Larry in 2019 goes to her to try to make her remember, and he was unsuccessful. And I assumed there was some kind of romantic relationship outside of friendship because he seemed devastated, and my heart was like, oh, I'm sorry, Larry. And so Mac gets to meet Dylan as well, and he didn't believe that was her until she explained certain things, and also has his mixtape with the Walkman stuff from 1988. And then Dylan reveals to Mac that she does die from cancer 27 years prior. So she pretty much dies about like 2 or 3 years after we were introduced to them in 1988, which, kind of a lot to kind of deal with as a kid. Like, oh, wait, I know I'm going to die. I know that's what's going to happen. And so not to tell you too much of it, because I do think if you haven't watched it, you should watch it. But I did enjoy the show. I thought that the dynamics between adult Erin and kid Erin was really good. Erin and her sister was really good. I loved Tiffany's perspective with regards to her always playing again. That could be a gift and a curse, wanting to be prepared, but not being able to handle certain things because you have a very like semi-focused mindset on how you think want things to be. And so again, relatable, but also I understood how this can be an issue. I didn't particularly like KJ too much. I felt like she was very spoiled. I felt like sometimes her attitude was left a lot to be desired, and it seemed like her and Mac got along a lot more. But I don't know if it was just because Mac was kind of like in your face, and I understood you have a family where everything is not always the most nurturing environment, how you can be one of those kids who kind of want to push the buttons and see how far you can get. And so I understood that. But I did not like KJ's character. I think she was the character that annoyed me the most the whole show. Just irritated my soul. And why there was some stuff revealed about her eventually as her adult self as well. I still just like there was nothing that could win her back for me. It was just her character was just so and so like agitating that I did not like her character. Overall, the very last episode of the season, it looks like things might be going bad. They can get back and fix everything they way they need to. However, because of shenanigans at the end, where KJ kind of goes back and talk and everything, and then Erin kind of stops to talk to Pyrus. I think she is injured at this time, and they try to heal. But in that process, KJ and Mac are separated from Erin and Tiffany, and they are now sent to two different. I'm gonna assume two different places at this time. Erin and Tiffany wind up ending up in the 1970s of Stony Stream, and we have no idea where Mac and KJ went. Unfortunately, because these streaming services never want to give shows a chance. I believe I read literally a few like a week ago, I believe that we will not be getting a season two, and so it makes me really sad because I actually really enjoyed the show. I thought it was really good. I thought it was entertaining, but we will not be getting a season two. And so I'm like, oh man, what's gonna happen? Like I want to know what's gonna happen. And so I feel like the best way for me to find out is to read the books. And so I will. You guys tell me in the comments, how did you like Paper Girls? Are you upset we're not gonna have a season two? Tell me about your favorite characters. Is there any scene you like, any moment you like? Again, I look forward to reading all your comments. I will respond as best as I can. And again, I'm so sorry that it's been forever. Just again, super busy. And I thank you so much for hanging out with me. As always, much love. Bye, guys.